Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cara and today I'm bringing you my 2017 favourites. I thought this would be a good little video to end the year with, and I want to thank Alex for letting me use his new camera. It's really weird, I keep looking at myself, but I thought I would talk about some of my favourites this year. So I'm going to talk about my favourite movies, TV shows, some books, YouTubers, and then some albums, and also just some other random favourites. So I'm going to get started with the movies. So if you'd like to hear my 2017 favourites, then keep watching. So my first category is movies, and I'm just trying to go in order of like the month, so they go in order of release date. So my first one is A Dog's Purpose. I loved this movie. I didn't get to see it in the movies, but I downloaded it and it was brilliant. I loved the book. It was absolutely amazing, and the movie was such a tearjerker and I loved it. So definitely check out A Dog's Purpose if you haven't seen it. Next is Beauty and the Beast. Now, I was so excited to see Beauty and the Beast, and when it came out, my expectations were just blown away. It was so much better than I expected, and the music is so good still. I regularly listen to it, and it definitely is still in my top 100 songs on Spotify. I think basically all the soundtrack was in my top 100 songs, so that's how much I loved it. Next is Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I loved the first Guardians of the Galaxy, but I thought this one was so much better than the first. I loved the humour in it. I loved the way they told a story in a different way, and I just can't wait to see what the Guardians are like when they join the Avengers in Infinity War next year, and that is such an anticipated release for me. Next is Everything. Now, if you guys know me, I fell in love with the book of Everything, and when I found out it was being made into a movie, all my wildest dreams and hopes and everything just came true. It was better than I expected. It was literally like watching the book on a screen. It was absolutely beautiful. I loved it, and it's such a feel-good movie to watch. Next is Wonder Woman. Now, I'm not the biggest DC fan. I'm more of a Marvel movie person, but Wonder Woman made me want to go out and just go ding ding and fight people. Seriously, all I wanted to do after watching that movie was kick some booty. My next one is Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, you can kind of tell I like superhero movies because of Alex, so he's got me into them. But Spider-Man Homecoming, I was a bit about, because I loved Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but Tom Holland blew away all my expectations, and he is just Spider-Man. He was the best. It was such a funny movie, but it was still such a good story of Spider-Man, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm so glad that Tom Holland is Spider-Man now. I couldn't think of anyone else as Spider-Man. Next is Dunkirk. Now, I put this in because Harry Styles is in it, and if you know me, I'm a huge One Direction fan, but I really loved the story of Dunkirk. It was quite a different movie. I went and saw it with Alex and his dad, and they both really didn't like it. I found the way it was filmed was really captivating. You really had to pay attention to the story. I always got a bit confusing, especially with how they filmed like kind of like the time jumps and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed it, and I thought the soundtrack was just absolutely amazing. Like whoever it is, yes, I think Hans Zimmer, who did the soundtrack, did such an amazing job. Next is Thor Ragnarok. So obviously I like my Marvel films this year. Thor Ragnarok. So I liked the Thor movies, the 1 and 2, which I mean they were good. They weren't exceptional, but Thor Ragnarok was probably the funniest Marvel movie I've ever seen. It beats Spider-Man, it beats Guardians of the Galaxy, it beats Deadpool. The way that it was filmed, and the jokes and the humor and like the Aussie humor was so funny, and I definitely think Thor became one of my favorites after that movie. It just blew my expectations away. As I've said quite a lot about all these movies. It's a new release, Daddy's Home 2, and I loved the first Daddy's Home, and this one was kind of like a Christmas theme, so it was nice to go see a Christmas movie in the cinemas. But I really loved this one. It was such a great story. It really told the meaning of Christmas kind of in a different way, and I love Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, I think it's him. Yes, they're just such a great like duo together, and if you haven't seen Daddy's Home 2, definitely go see it. My last movie is a movie that came out this week, and it is The Greatest Showman. Oh my god, this movie was phenomenal. I loved what it looked like from the trailer, and honestly I cried, I think 4 or 5 times, like literally just sitting there. I had goosebumps whenever the music was on. I was smiling, I was crying, I was sad, I was happy. I was just, it was so beautiful, and the soundtrack is amazing. And seeing Zac Efron in a musical again honestly just made my 12-year-old heart just so happy. Like, Tree Bomb was back. I'm going to go on to TV shows. Now, I've done a favorite TV shows video, so this, I'm not going to blab on too much in this section because there's some in there who I haven't talked about. So my first one is This Is Us, and you guys know I love This Is Us. It's such a great story, and talks about so many different things that aren't talked about, like in today's society. And This Is Us, and also the show I love, The Fosters, really talk about the topics in today's day in life that just aren't talked about on TVs and movies, like immigration and black rights and sexual orientation and all that stuff. And This Is Us this season was so amazing, and I can't wait until it comes back in January. Can't wait. Next is The Good Place. This was a new find this year. I found it on Netflix when I didn't have anything to watch, and it's a really short, like 20-minute episode show, and it's basically about a girl who gets sent to heaven by mistake. And it sounds really shitty, but it is so funny, and honestly I was like, this is a good Netflix find. So definitely, if you haven't seen The Good Place, check that out. My next is Elias Grace. I think I'm saying it right. It's either Elias Grace or Alias Grace, but this is a story of a girl. It's originally a book. It's a story of a girl who murders her, what would you call him, like housekeeper. It's based in like the early 1800s, 1900s, where she kills her boss and the family, and it's kind of like the story about it, but there's a really big plot twist. And it was, I seriously watched the whole season in a day. It was a really hot day. I sat inside, had the aircon on, and I watched from 1 to 7 in a day, and I loved it. Definitely check out Alias Grace. Next is The Crown. You all know how much I love The Crown. Love my royal stuff. Crown season 2 was amazing. I loved it. Can't wait for season 3, but Matt and Claire aren't going to be in it, and it's just like, so I really hope the next people who play Queen Elizabeth and Philip are good, because it's going to be different. So next is Riverdale. This one kind of almost didn't make the list, but I've really enjoyed seeing how this season has changed from the first season, and how it's kind of picked up and changed a lot. It's not a real teeny bopper kind of, oh, lovey-dovey, blah blah blah, high school romance drama anymore. It has a real story to it, and I really like where they're going with it. I'm getting a bit annoyed with the black hood thing. I don't know, I feel like it's going to be like a Pretty Little Liars thing where they drag it out. Fingers crossed it's not, but we'll have to see where that goes. I love The Flash. Barry Allen is my favorite DC superhero, who always will be. This season I loved. The musical episode was the best episode ever. Seriously, like, I think it made me really happy seeing Grant Gustin singing again, because obviously he was in Glee and he was a warbler, and seeing him sing just made my little Glee card so happy. Orange is the New Black this season I loved. It ended on a cliffhanger again, but I really got annoyed at how the whole season was based over 3 days. Like, I thought it could have been spread out a bit more than that, but I really love the show, but I hate how you have to wait a year literally for another season. Like, we have to wait until June again. Another Netflix find, the next 3 are all Netflix shows actually, is Grace and Frankie. Now, this is a show for older people, but it is brilliant. It is such an amazing show. It's about 2 older women who their husbands divorce them, and they get with each other. Like, the husbands marry each other, and it's just about them going through this breakup and finding what their new purpose in life is. And it's such a good show. It's such one of those feel-good shows, kind of. So my next show is 13 Reasons Why, and I made a video on why I think this was such an important show, and I also got the book for Christmas from Alex, which you would have seen in my What I Got for Christmas video. But I really love the show, and I didn't think they'd make a season 2, but I'm interested to see where season 2 goes, just because I thought the story kind of ended. You don't really need to see more of Hannah, but I guess it's going to be like the family or something, I don't know. It's Atypical. Now, this was a show I wanted to watch as soon as it came out, and I didn't have time, but it's about a boy, and I can't remember his name, who has autism, and it's just all about how his life is different to everyone else's, and it shows what he kind of goes through and what he sees and how things are different for him, and he doesn't understand like sarcasm, stuff like that. He takes everything literally. It's a really good show. Definitely check out Atypical if you haven't seen it. So that is my TV show category. My next category is books, and every single book I have going to talk about I have done a review for, so I'm not going to talk too much about them. But the first one is the Red Queen series. Fell in love with that series this year. Can't wait for Warstorm to come out next year, but I'm going to be really sad because I'm not going to be any more Red Queen series. Next is the Memory book. You all know I love that book. Before I go, that was probably the favourite book I've read this year, about a girl who tries to find her husband, a new girlfriend, before she dies, and it's just so good. Always and Forever Lara Jean, the last book in the Lara Jean series. I loved it, and they're making a movie out of the Lara Jean books. Alex is staring at me. They're making a movie out of the Lara Jean books, and I'm so bloody excited. If they make it all 3 books into a movie, I will be happy as Larry. Next is Holding Up the Universe, and by Jennifer Niven. Love this story. It was such a nice, I don't know, it was different from All the Bright Places, which was her other book, but still kind of the same themes. And my last one is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicole Yoon, who wrote Everything Everything. I read that last year, so I can't really include it in this review, but they are my favourite books of the year. Next is albums. So there was quite a few albums I liked this year, but there's only about 5 actual proper albums that are my favourites. So first is Harry Styles' debut album, Harry Styles, like it's literally just called Harry Styles. That was such a beautiful album. It was so different to hear Harry in that way. Like, I'm so used to hearing him like 1D style, and to hear his kind of folky indie music was actually really cool, and I love the album. Next, obviously 1D, is Flicker by Niall Horan. That album is probably my favourite of the year, and I'm so sad that I haven't got tickets for his concert next year. I will find them, don't worry. I will find them. This is Divide by Ed Sheeran. I loved it. Ed Sheeran can never do any wrong, ever. The album is a masterpiece, and I can't wait to see it in March. Oh my god. Oh my god. The Beautiful Trauma by Pink. This is kind of a late release, so it was released later in the year, but it's a really great album. It's nice to see an album from Pink again and hear her music and how she's changed, and excited to see Pink next year too. Woohoo! The last one I had to put in because I liked half the album but half didn't like the album is Witness by Katy Perry. Now, she's gone a bit this year, so I liked half of it. Some of the songs are a little bit odd, but I still had to include it because I liked most of it. So they are my favourite albums, YouTubers. Now, I found quite a lot of new YouTubers this year, a lot of smaller YouTubers, which I really like because I like seeing people grow. But some of the bigger YouTubers that I've continued to love and fallen more in love with this year is Brogan Tate, Our Tiny Tribe, which is Ebony and David, Louise Pentland with Sprinkle Glitter, Rhiannon Ashley, Jess and Gabe, and Elise Sherry. And some of the smaller YouTubers that I have fallen in love with this year is my good friend Dutchie, and I know she's probably watching this, so she's become a really great friend to me, not just me but also Alex, and she makes some really great content and talks about really great topics. Next one is Georgia Richards. I found her from a Drive With Me video, I think, and I just love her personality. She's so fun and bubbly and just loves life and everything, and so I really love Georgia's videos. Next is Little Our Loves, or also known as Emma, and I became friends with Emma through a box swap that I did at the start of this year, which seems like it was ages ago, but she is such a real person. She just puts it out there who she really is, and I love her videos, and she's just a great support to not only to me, but I also love supporting her videos as well. Next is the Katie Diaries. I started talking to Katie just before VidCon. I didn't actually go to VidCon, but she makes some really great, like, I love her vlogs, and I also love her like skit kind of comedy videos. So if you haven't checked out the Katie Diaries, definitely go check her out. She was one of the finalists of the I'm a Creator contest as well. Next is Smile with Mel. She is an Australian YouTuber who lives in Canada at the moment, and she's making vlogs all about her time living in Canada, and I absolutely love them. It makes me want to go on holidays so badly, and she's just such a fun, real person. I sometimes say that with everyone, but I also need to watch people who I would want to be friends with. That's who I watch. And an honourable mention also goes to Alex, or Pug Edits, who's sitting right there, but laying right there. But I've got to add Alex in it because this year he's really changed his content from not being all about Call of Duty edits into actually exploring some different sides of YouTube, and it's been great to see his creativity expand. So my next topic I'm going to do is just random stuff, so some random favorites of the year, like food, etc, etc. So one of my favorite things I've been loving this year is to do colouring. I've always been a big colourer. I love colouring, but I've gotten a few colouring books this year and I've loved it, and it's just been a nice little relaxation thing to do when I'm just sitting down on the couch or whatever, on the desk watching YouTube, whatever. You all know that I love my phone cases, but I found another love this year, and that is pop sockets. So I have this one on a little space case that's just white. I have this one that's just a plain case, but it's a little donut. This one on a gold foil one, which is just a white one. Another plain one with like a galaxy spacey theme. This marble one with a marble kind of one. I like this one because it blends in. Another marble with like a white marble theme, and then this lacy one with a pink sparkly one. So I could not imagine not having a phone case of pop sockets now, so that has been one of my other loves. And I've also loved tacos. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little favorites video of 2017. I really hope you all have a wonderful New Year's and you're healthy and happy and safe. And if you have subscribed to my channel this year, I really appreciate it. You all mean so much to me. Please don't throw that in my face, Alex. I really appreciate you subscribing to me and joining me this year for all my content. I'm really excited to see what things I get up to next year, so please make sure you stick around, and I'll see you all next year. Bye!